Welcome to the deep dive. In our hyper-connected world, we are just constantly swimming in messages. Think about your own inbox, right? The countless ads you scroll past, the articles you maybe skim online. How many of those honestly truly grab your attention, pull you in, persuade you, or maybe even better, move you to actually act? For most of us, it's probably not that many. And here's the interesting part. It's often not because the words themselves are bad or poorly written. So today, we're embarking on a deep dive. We're looking into the foundational, almost invisible forces behind communication that really lands what people often call high converting copy. But let's be clear here, this isn't just about marketing jargon. Nope. This is about making any message resonate, connect, and actually achieve its purpose. Could be a crucial email to your team, maybe a pitch to a client, or even just, a heartfelt message to a friend. We're pulling our insights today from a really, really sharp piece of writing. It's called Audience and Goals, the foundation of conversion copy. So let's unpack this.
Yeah, that's a great place to start. It's such a powerful distinction because, look, the effectiveness of any message you send out, whether it's a big sales page or just a simple internal memo, it really hinges on these two fundamental forces. And they're often overlooked, right? People focus on good writing.
Right, the words themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But these forces are much more foundational. Understanding them isn't just about selling stuff. It's about fostering clear, precise, and genuinely impactful communication, really in any context. It's about being understood and, crucially, getting the response you're actually looking for.
That distinction really does set the stage. And it brings us straight to a crucial insight right there at the top of our source material. Why so many messages just fail before a single word is even typed. It makes a pretty provocative claim, suggesting that most failed campaigns don't falter because the words were weak or clunky. Instead, and this is key, they fail because the writer aimed at the wrong person or aimed without precision. And that line, wow, good words can't save a message meant for the wrong mind. That really flips the script for me. What's the biggest aha moment that statement usually sparks?
Oh, it's often a subtle trap, isn't it? It really is. People get so wrapped up in crafting, beautiful prose or maybe a really catchy slogan that they completely forget to ask the basic question, is this even relevant to the person I'm trying to reach? Like right now.
Relevance.
Yeah. They're polishing this message, making it perfect, but for a mind that's maybe not even listening. Or worse, a mind that needs a completely different conversation altogether. The article really emphasizes that conversion writing begins long before fingers touch keys.
Before you even write word one.
Exactly. The true foundation, it argues, is getting absolutely crystal clear on who it's for and what it's trying to achieve. Without that bedrock understanding, well, even the cleverest copy falls flat. It's kind of a reminder that being a strategic communicator often trumps just being a literary genius.
Okay, so if that strategic groundwork is so vital, what are these foundational elements? Our source uses a really vivid picture stating that every piece of copy sits on two pillars.
Oh,
Like an arch, right?
that
Needs both sides to stand strong.
precisely. A perfect analogy. And the first pillar, as the source really drills down on, is the audience. But importantly, not just a target market. That's too vague.
Right.
It's about truly seeing a specific kind of person with specific desires, fears, language, and attention span. It pushes us beyond just demographics into genuine empathy, really understanding the human on the other side of the screen or page.
Okay, the human element, got it. And the second pillar then?
That's the objective. And again, this isn't some fuzzy notion. It's defined sharply as a singular, clearly defined action you want that person to take.
Singular. That feels important.
Very. And what the source really stresses, and you hinted at it with the arch analogy, is the absolute interdependence of these two. It says, without one, the other crumbles.
Okay, so you absolutely can't have one without the other and expect it to work.
Exactly right. Think about it. You could have the most profound empathetic understanding of your audience, their hopes, their dreams, everything. But if your message lacks a clear, okay, what do I do next? For them, they'll just nod, maybe appreciate the insight, and then move on. Nothing happens.
Yeah, I've seen that. Reads well, feels good, does nothing.
Right. And conversely, having a crystal clear objective, say, click this button, is totally useless if you're shouting it at the wrong person. Or maybe you're speaking in a way they just can't connect with, emotionally or intellectually. Our source gives some really concrete examples of what these singular, clearly defined action objectives look like. Things like,
Well, they could be as focused as just click or buy or sign up, maybe even believe, getting them to accept a new idea or simply respond.
Mm.
Each one is specific, it's measurable, it's an action that actually moves the needle.
Okay, specific and measurable. Let's really drill down into that first pillar then, the audience. You said it's more than just demographics. So how do we move beyond that vague target market idea to truly get into the heads and, I guess, the hearts of the people we're trying to reach? The article offers some incredible wisdom here. It says, the goal is not to write to a target market, okay? The goal is to write to one reader with one problem and speak like someone who understands it better than they do. Wow, that's a high bar, but it makes sense. It implies both precision and deep empathy, like you're having a private, understanding conversation with just them. And to achieve that level of understanding, it gives us this fantastic set of profiling questions. They really push you towards specificity. Imagine asking yourself these before you craft any important message. What does this person want most right now? Not generally, but right now. Also, what are they secretly worried about? The hidden fears. What have they tried and failed at before? You know, their history with this problem. What words do they use to describe their own problems? Not your jargon, theirs. And critically, where are they in the buying journey? Just curious, maybe comparing options, or actually ready to pull the trigger? These aren't just surface level questions, are they? They're designed to really dig into the psychological landscape.
They're incredibly potent questions. Because, like you said, they help us get past the basic data points, age, location, income, whatever.
Right.
They help us understand the psychology of the individual. And what's fascinating here is the source's emphasis on emotional drivers that influence decisions. It's a crucial reminder. People ultimately buy or, take any significant action for emotional reasons, even if they later build a logical case for it in their own minds.
We tell ourselves a story afterwards.
Exactly. We rationalize. But that initial spark, that yes moment, it's almost always feeling-based. And the article actually lists several specific emotional triggers that often drive action. These are so crucial for anyone trying to communicate effectively to really grasp. Things like
Go on.
relief from frustration, huge one.
Yeah.
Belonging to something meaningful. People crave community. Gaining confidence, status, or certainty.
Rare.
Always powerful. Avoiding pain or embarrassment, a strong motivator. And maybe most fundamentally, feeling seen, heard, and understood.
That last one feels massive, just being acknowledged.
It is. These are deep, powerful human desires and fears. And the source just nails it when it says, if the copy doesn't resonate emotionally, it won't convert no matter how well written it seems. I mean, think about it from your own experience, right? We've all bought something on a whim, felt that gut level yes, even before we could fully explain why.
Guilty.
Right, that's the emotional engine firing. Or, conversely, how many times have you seen a message that was perfectly logical, made total sense on paper, but you just ignored it because it didn't move you?
All the time. It just didn't connect. That's a really profound point, the emotional resonance. It reminds us we're talking to actual human beings, not just, processing units.
All right, now let's pivot. Let's talk about the second pillar, the objective. This feels like another area where people, myself included, sometimes can stumble. The source challenges some common misconceptions about goals here. It states very clearly that the goal is not to inform. Okay, it's also not to be clear. Now wait, obviously information and clarity are good things, right? Of course they're necessary, but they aren't the end goal in this strategic communication context. They are means to an end.
Okay, so what is the true purpose then? Our guide explains it's to move the reader one step closer to a desired action. It's about creating progress, momentum, a singular, defined step forward. And it gives us those concrete examples again of what a specific win actually looks like. Getting a click, simple. Starting a conversation, maybe replying to an email. Completing a sale, obvious one. Signing up for a webinar, or maybe just watching a video.
Right.
Each of those is a tangible, measurable, actionable step. It really boils down to the article's stance. Good copy knows exactly what the win is and builds every sentence to make it inevitable.
That word, inevitable.
Yeah.
I like that. And the precision in your objective is absolutely essential. A vague goal, like you said, simply to inform, well, it inevitably leads to vague communication.
Makes sense.
Your message gets diluted. It tries to do too many things at once, maybe touches on 5 different points, and achieves none of them effectively. But a singular, clearly defined action that simplifies the entire message construction. It gives every word, every sentence, every single paragraph a clear job to do.
A purpose.
Exactly, a purpose. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this clarity in your objective is, ultimately, it's about respecting the reader's time and attention. You're not asking them to wander through your thoughts and figure out what you want. You're guiding them clearly, respectfully towards a specific, hopefully valuable outcome for them.
Respecting their time. That's a good way to put it. So, okay, let's assume we've done the work. We've achieved a deep understanding of our audience, their emotions, their needs, and we've also solidified a crystal clear, singular objective. Now, how do we bring those two powerful pieces together most effectively? Our source introduces another really powerful concept here: recognizing your audience's level of awareness. This framework helps you tailor your message perfectly so it lands just right. Meeting people where they actually are, not where you kind of wish they were.
Yes, this is critical for avoiding disconnect.
So it details 5 distinct levels, right? Each needing a slightly different angle. First, you have the unaware reader. This person is not conscious of the problem. Imagine someone, maybe, living with a mild nagging discomfort like a slow computer, but they don't even recognize it as a specific problem they need to solve. It's just
life. They've just accepted it.
Exactly. So your message here isn't selling a solution yet. It's maybe gently introducing the problem itself, making it visible. Then comes the problem-aware reader. They feel the pain, doesn't know the fix. They know something's wrong. That slow computer is definitely causing frustration now, but they haven't connected it to a specific solution, like, say, more RAM or a new SSD.
They know the what, but not the how.
Right. Next up, the solution-aware person. This individual knows there's a fix, unsure which one. They understand that, okay, something can speed up their computer, but they're weighing different options. Maybe software optimization, maybe hardware, which brand.
They're exploring possibilities.
Then we get to the product-aware individual. They know your offer, undecided. They've heard about your specific solution, your brand of SSD, let's say, but they're still on the fence, comparing it, looking for reviews.
Getting close.
Getting close. And finally, the most aware reader. This person is ready to act, needs the right nudge. They're primed. They've likely done their research, decided your solution is probably the best fit, and they just need that final push, maybe a guarantee, a discount, or just clear instructions to commit.
Final step.
And the source warns, pretty starkly, about the consequence of getting this wrong. Mismatched messaging causes resistance, confusion, or apathy. You just lose them.
Yeah, this framework is, it's a real game changer because it fundamentally shifts how you approach crafting that message. Each level, as you laid out so clearly, requires a different angle. You wouldn't jump in trying to sell your specific SSD to someone who is still unaware and thinks their slow computer is just normal, right?
No, that would feel pushy and weird.
Totally. You'd first need to introduce and define the problem for them. Maybe through a relatable story. Does this sound familiar? Or a surprising statistic about lost productivity. Conversely, you wouldn't waste time explaining the basics of the problem to someone who's already most aware and just needs the buy now button and maybe some reassurance.
Let's get to the point.
Exactly. You'd focus on the unique benefits, the ease of purchase, the immediate call to action. It's all about optimizing every single word for your reader's current mental state, their current position on that awareness spectrum. And this raises a really important practical question for anyone crafting a message. Which level are you actually speaking to right now? And is your message truly, honestly aligned with that level?
That makes profound sense. It really does. It's like trying to teach, I don't know, advanced calculus to someone who hasn't even grasped basic algebra yet.
Perfect analogy.
You have to start where they are. Okay, so this is all great in theory, understanding the audience, the objective, the awareness level. But how do we make sure we're actually doing all of this crucial foundational work before we dive into the writing?
Our source provides something super practical here. A fantastic set of quick audit questions before you write. These act as a powerful checklist, almost like an internal compass for you, the listener, to use immediately for your next important communication.
Yeah, these are gold. They make it concrete. So what does this all mean for, say, your next important email or that presentation coming up or maybe even a social media post? It means you can apply this kind of systematic thinking. You can remove a lot of the guesswork and actually build your message with real intent. Ask yourself these 6 questions before you write. 1, who exactly is this for? Really zeroed in on that single reader persona. 2, what do they want more than anything? Uncover that core desire related to your message. 3, what keeps them from getting it today? Identify their main obstacle or pain point. 4, what do they already believe? This helps you meet them where they are, aligning with their existing worldview initially. 5, what is the one clear next step? Define your singular objective, that win. And 6, this one's crucial. What must be believed for that step to feel safe, logical, and urgent? This tackles both the emotional hurdles and the rational justification needed.
These questions are just incredibly valuable. Because, like you said, they strip away the assumptions, the guesswork. They force a remarkable level of precision. And as the source states so powerfully throughout, precision wins. It just does.
Precision wins.
This methodical approach, asking these questions up front, ensures that every word you ultimately write isn't just a gamble, throwing spaghetti at the wall, hoping something sticks. Instead, each word becomes a strategic step towards your objective, carefully built upon that deep, empathetic understanding of your audience. It brings us right back full circle to our opening point, doesn't it? That the strategic groundwork, understanding the who and the what, is absolutely paramount. It ensures your communication is purposeful and effective from the very beginning, every single time.
Absolutely. Lays the foundation for everything else. So as we start to wrap up this deep dive, the core message seems really clear, doesn't it? Writing effectively, communicating effectively isn't primarily about finding clever words first. That comes later. It's about first cultivating a deep, genuine, empathetic understanding of the mind and heart of the reader. And then, hand in hand with that, clearly defining the exact change you want to cause, that singular objective. Our source leaves us with a really profound closing thought. It's kind of a warning, but also an invitation. It says, every word written before understanding the audience and the goal is a gamble.
A gamble, yeah.
But the good news, the invitation part, is that the best copy feels like a private conversation because it was built on a deep understanding of the person on the other side.
Beautifully put. And that leaves us, and leaves you, the listener, with a truly provocative thought to maybe mull over.
Yeah.
How can applying these principles, deep audience understanding, clear objective, awareness, alignment, how can that transform not just your quote-unquote copy or your marketing messages, but any important communication in your life?
Beyond just work email.
Exactly. Think about it. That crucial email to a colleague where you need their buy-in, a presentation to a skeptical audience, a request you need to make to your boss, or even, a really important personal conversation with a partner or a family member. By taking a moment to truly understand their current mindset, their likely desires, maybe their fears in that situation, and then clarifying the single action or shift in belief you hope to foster, you gain immense clarity and, frankly, effectiveness. So the challenge is, use these tools. Make your own messages in all areas of your life more impactful, more precise, and, more persuasive, starting today.
What a fantastic challenge to leave everyone with. That really broadens the scope beyond just writing. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today. We really encourage you, everyone listening, to experiment with these powerful insights in your own communication, starting right now with your next interaction. Until next time, keep digging deeper, keep asking those crucial questions, and keep communicating with purpose.